Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. Today we've been given a brand new player to grind for with this Premier League player objective, Hector Bellerin. Now with this one I would say, we've got bagels!
We got bagels! Whoa!
I think this is a very strong card to grind for. It is going to be a bit of a grind, but I'm going to go over the best way. I'm going to share with you some tips, let you know some of the players you can use. But before we do, if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe down below and check the description to join my Discord server. I would really appreciate it. Now, one thing I will say before we get going, there is a player on the market that is very similar to this card. So if you're like, I just do not want to grind for this Bellerin, there is Nelson Semedo out there on the market for anywhere. If you're on Xbox, I think he's around 12,000 coins. If you're on PlayStation, he's about 18,000 coins. Now, I would say Bellerin is better than Semedo, but it's not by a huge margin. So if you're not someone who likes to grind the game, then definitely pick up the Semedo. I would still say Kyle Walker would be the best Premier League right back, but then Bellerin would probably be number 2 in my opinion. But let's just go over what all we have to do, and this is all about Premier League stuff. So the first one, win 15 matches using only Premier League players in the starting 11 in the live FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece. Now this is the same FUT Friendly where you do the MLS player objective. It's the same FUT Friendly that we did the Florent Moyer in. So it's going to be the exact same one, and they've actually extended it. But as far as the time limit goes, this is under season objective, so it's only going to have another 40 days. If you look in the top right when you're logged in, you'll see a season 2 countdown, and right now I can see it 40 days, 19 hours. So you have 40 days to grind for this, but it is a good bit of a grind because you do have to win 15 matches. The next thing you have to do is score 30 goals using Premier League players in the live FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece. And honestly, as you go along with your 15 wins, you should have no trouble getting your 30 goals. The only thing you need to watch out for, if you're someone who likes to sub on someone like Mbappe, you know, we see a lot of lone Mbappes in the FUT Friendly. So if you're someone that subs him on and he's banging in all your goals, then you might have a little bit of problems, because just remember, this has to be scored with Premier League players. I'm going to set it up to where I'm mostly playing with Premier League players. There are rating restrictions for the team, and I'll go over those in a little bit. You can only have a 77 rated squad, so it kind of limits what you can do with it. So I'll go over that, but pretty much as during your 15 wins, you should get your 30 goals unless all you're doing is subbing on non-Premier League attackers. The next one, same thing, assist kings, assist 20 goals using Premier League players in the live FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece. Exact same thing. If you're winning 15 matches, you're going to get 30 goals. You're going to get 20 assists. The only thing to watch out for, if you're subbing on Mbappe, if you're subbing on R9, you know, if you're subbing on non-Premier League players, and it may hurt you a little bit, just make sure you're keeping some Premier League players as your attackers to make sure you get that. The next one, Premier Range, and this is the first one we get to a little bit of an issue, and I'll talk about that here shortly. It's assist from a cross using Premier League players in 4 separate matches. This has no win conditions, so definitely help each other out. But the only reason I'm slightly skeptical on it is it seems like crosses, especially low-driven crosses, are not working as well. I'm not sure which patch kind of interfered with that, but at the beginning of the game, those like low-driven crosses were just like bullets across the box, and they seem to be like heat-seeking missiles. They would just find the boot of your player making a run down the opposite wing, and it would just be a goal every time. Now, even when I'm in a perfect position for him, it seems like that cross just does not connect. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for that one. You can still score crosses, but I'm just saying that one that I was counting on earlier in the year, that low-driven cross, does not work quite as well. The other thing to keep in mind is that crosses from a corner do not count on this. So it's got to be a cross and open play for it to count. So don't count on it coming from your corners. But definitely, I mean, the way I was doing it was low-driven crosses. Crosses still work, you know, just going to have to hoof in a few. Maybe we can just trade these out with opponents, but just kind of keep that in mind for that one. And the last one should be fairly simple. Score a finesse goal using Premier League players in 6 separate matches. Again, this one does not have a win condition, but you have to do it in 6 separate matches. And to shoot a finesse goal, I always have people ask me this every time. It's hold RB or R1 while you hit the shoot button. So make sure you hold it in the entire time, RB or R1, while you shoot. So if you're not holding that in while you shoot, then it's not going to register as a finesse shot. And you can kind of tell it's that side-footed kind of bend your foot around the ball a little bit, give it a little bit of curve. So that's what you're looking for on that with the feeling finesse. So make sure in every match you're trying to look for an assist from a cross, and you're also trying to get a finesse goal. Now, one thing I do like, I mean, they have extended it a little bit where you have to win 15 matches. The way it was, I believe, on Mollier, or maybe this was on Koundé, I don't remember for sure. It may have been on both of them. But they did have it where it was like win 10 matches, and then you had to like assist in 15 matches. So I've actually had a lot of success in FUT Friendlies. So I think I won like 10 out of 11 or something like that. Then I had to play 4 more games that I didn't even need to win, which, you know, it was kind of frustrating just having to slog through those when you didn't have to have the win. But at least this one, everything is just a win condition, so I do kind of like that. I wish it was instead win 10 matches, but I know they're going to make us grind for this Bellerin. It will be fun to grind for this on like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday once FUT Champs is over. You know, most of us who play FUT Champs, then all of that will count for our rival score for the week. So there's really no need to play rivals on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so that'll give us an opportunity to grind for Bellerin then. The other thing I want to point out real quick, those of us, I've still been waiting to finish up this MLS Squad Foundations, and it was only going to be like another 20 days or something like that, but now this is extended because they extended the time on that Managerial Masterpiece FUT Friendly. So just to show you here, I'll just hit take me there so we can go to the Friendlies. If we see Managerial Masterpiece, you can see the time remaining is 61 days, 19 hours, and 1 minute. So now that's how long we have to do the MLS challenge. And the reason that's different, let me just kind of point that out to you guys real quick. The reason that one will be 61 days and the other one will expire at the end of Season 2 is because the Premier League player, the Bellerin, is in the season objectives, you know, just the regular objectives. The MLS players are in milestones. The season objectives, the ones that are right here under this objective tab, those will all expire at the end of Season 2. You know, some of them expire, like you can see daily objectives. I have 18 hours left to complete that one, but all of those in that objectives tab will expire at the end of Season 2, whereas milestones will carry over and carry over and carry over and carry over. So as long as that live FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece is open, we will have time to complete MLS players. So I'm not sure exactly what I'll work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll probably go ahead and start working towards Bellerin, but I definitely want to get these MLS cards done as well. Now let me show you a little bit too. Let's go into Friendlies. Let's take a look at that real quick. If we go over to Friendlies, let's take a look here. We got to play online, live FUT Friendlies. There's Managerial Masterpiece. Now, where we have this problem, or not necessarily a problem, where we have makes it a little bit harder, as if you see there, team overall rating of max of 77. So that makes it a little bit hard with bronze players of 0 and silver players 3. So you can't necessarily just bronze bench everything. You can't have any bronze players. So you can't have all your best players here and then have like 47 rated bronzes. So it makes it a lot harder on what you can build. So you can see here, I've got some pretty epic Premier League players. I have Heung-min Son Player of the Month. I have Conte's gold card, Kyle Walker, but none of them I can play with. So what I've ended up with, I'm going with Mane, and that's kind of the way I approach it. You know, maybe have like one epic player and then the rest of them are just going to be playable players. But luckily the Premier League has some really strong lower rated cards. I mean, ones that will play well in game. For example, this Almiron here, he has the most pace in the Premier League of a gold CAM, CM, or CDM. So you can see there he has 89 pace. I'm putting an engine on him. I'm going to use him as kind of my two-way midfielder. I know I'm going to have him as a CDM. I know you can see there his defending is not strong, but you know, with his pace, I think he will be able to do enough for me. I'll be able to whip him in and out of traffic, be able to do some stuff, and he has pretty good agility. His balance is a little poor, but I'm hoping he's going to be able to fill that role for me. But also remember, everybody you go up against is also going to be under these same restrictions, so you're not going to go up against any super mega teams. Another card I really like, if any of you guys completed the Silver Stars objective, the Shea Adams card is really, really strong. I think with a Hunter. He's even like 82 to 84 rated, something like that, according to FootBin. And you can see here with a Hunter, he's going to go to 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed. So this is an awesome card if you happen to complete the Silver Stars objective. Then we get to some of our normal speed demons like Daniel James and Adama Traore, the infamous Adama Traore. I went ahead and bought him. His price has been rising since this Bellerin came out, so you kind of keep that in mind. You may have to pay a little bit more for him. I bought Daniel James as well. I bought Daniel James for 1,900 coins, and I bought Traore for 5,200. I'm not sure what the market will do exactly. I don't know if on Monday, when more people are going to go for Bellerin, if it will go up more, or if it's going to come down. I really don't know for sure. But, I bought Traore and Daniel James. And you can see here I have an engine on Traore, and you'll be like, Pete, he's already at 96 pace. But the reason I've got an engine on him is because I'm playing him right now on 6 chemistry because he doesn't have manager loyalty. So this makes his acceleration 99 and sprint speed 98. And that's the whole reason you have Traore out there, is just to make runs up the wing, just to unlock defenses. So that's all I'm having him out there for, is pace. I even thought about doing that for Daniel James, but I thought I'd give Daniel James a dead eye and maybe have one of them more just pure pace and one of them a little bit more skill. So what I'm going to run is a 4-4-2. I'll have Mane up top, Shea Adams up top, Daniel James down one wing, Traore down another wing. And then for my CDM, what I'm going with is JP Jabelman. And I think this is another really strong card. There is another one out there that would be absolutely epic for that. And if you have Musa Sissoko, that'll be perfect. He's only 79 rated, and would be a strong card in game. But I just did not want to pay 16,000 coins or whatever Sissoko is going for now. I just didn't think that was worth it. Jabaman, I paid 1,700 for, so I thought that was more than fair. His pace is really nice. I gave him a catalyst, just kind of a cheaper chem style I had, which makes him 82 acceleration, 93 sprint speed. He already has really good defending, really good physicals, so I think Jabaman will really solve the issue there. Tomori is going to be an absolute epic defender for this, 76 rated with great pace. I had packed Tomori, so if you need to buy him, he's going to be in that, I think last I looked was like 6,000 to 8,000, so he's going to be expensive. You may want to look at someone like Bailly. You may want to even look at Davison Sanchez or Aki. Aki would be another good one, 79 rated. So, you kind of have some options at center back. I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave Joe Gomez here. I was trying to figure out a way to maybe have 2 attackers, like maybe have Mane and Son, and then maybe have not as quite of a good of a center back. But I remember last time I was playing this, I was kind of left exposed at the back a little bit. So I'm thinking having Gomez back there is going to allow me to press a little bit more up top, and then Gomez may be able to clean up some things for me. And then we're also in luck in the Premier League. Right back and left back has some nice low-rated options. This Fredericks right here for a 76 rated has great pace. You can leave him on basic, makes him 93 acceleration, 96 sprint speed, decent defense. You're not expecting the best defendant in the world for a 76, but he's got the pace. So I'd recommend Fredericks or someone like DeAndre Yedlin. Both of them have the pace to keep up. And then at left back, I'm going with Tsimikas, who is 76 rated and has solid pace. And again, these are guys you can use basic on. He's going to make him 89 acceleration, 91 sprint speed, which will be quick enough. And for keeper, that's one place where you can save a lot. I don't know for sure how much of a difference keeper makes. Sometimes I feel like a keeper can win you the game, and the next game it seems like every single shot comes in. So there's definitely a spot, you want to focus more on your defending. Hopefully you don't allow as many shots. If you're counting on your keeper to bail you out, then you're probably not playing that well anyway. So that's definitely a great place to save some rating, because we can only have 77 rating. And I tried to also pick, I didn't do this last time, but I thought this might be a good idea. Sometimes with these 78 rated players, like Almiron's not a good example. Let me just see. Jabaman, maybe he's a better example. You can see there, he's only 74 stamina. So sometimes some of these lower rated players tire out quicker. Even Tsimikas isn't bad, so we might be in good shape. Fredericks is 76. That's, a little poor. Traore 77. And then let's see, Daniel James is 86. So we're actually not too bad. But I did notice last time that some of my lower rated players seem to tire out quicker. So I tried to pick some 75 rateds on the bench. So like Kubo and Dennis, who has 92 pace. So just try to pick a couple pacey players if I needed a sub. And since I've already got Shea Adams here, he counts as a silver, so I've got 2 other silvers. So I recommend having 2 of the lowest rated silvers of 65. If you don't have Shea Adams, then, you know, have another gold player, but then you could have another silver on the bench. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you take advantage of your 3 silvers and then use the lowest rated golds possible on the bench. So that's what I went with. And just to point out a couple others that you maybe could take a look at, Alan St. Maximin, his 80 rated card is really strong. Let's see, Diogo Jota has an 80 rated card that's really strong. Daniel Podence has a really strong card that's 77 or 78. So, you know, there's some nice options. There's also some nice options in the like 81, 82 range with Richarlison and Rodrigo. So those are kind of some other options to look for. You've got to kind of milk it all the way through when you're trying to get to a 77. Like, I remember when I made my team for Moyer, I had Mbappe in my squad, and, you know, trying to get Mbappe in the team, it was just so hard. You had to like take out so many other things. So if you're going with a really highly rated player, you're going to have to just make all these sacrifices at other places. But I think we've got some very usable cards. I'll be looking forward to grinding for this. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on the live streams for sure. But this is going to wrap it up for now. I just wanted to go over how to complete this, some of the players to look out for, the best way to do it. But I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.